Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel today. I have been shopping, basically at Sephora and Ulta, and I've picked up a number of things. No, I did not pick them all up in the same shopping trip, although that would have been, I imagine, a glorious feeling to walk out of both stores with huge shopping bags. But no, I've kind of been doing a number of random and intermittent shopping trips until I had enough to do a haul video. I haven't done one in a little while. I've also used a number of the products because I didn't want to be like, hey, I bought this, I heard it was good, I hope that it is, I have no idea. I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to be able to at least give something of a first impression on the items that I bought. And so if you're interested in seeing the stuff that I picked up, then let's get started. So let's start at Ulta. I picked up another can of the Batiste Dry Shampoo. This is the original version. I like how the striping kind of looks like 70s. That's pretty fancy. I used to think, and in fact I was firm to say that they weren't really all that different. I could get one for about half the price from Target or whatever, and I was like, it's a dry shampoo. I mean, how bad or how different could it really be? Okay, for some reason, Batiste actually is way better. In fact, the packaging says, voted #1 favorite dry shampoo. I use it as both a dry shampoo as well as just kind of a volumizer. Whether my hair is clean or dirty, sometimes I'll just spray it through. It kind of tames down all the flyaways. Not so much frizz, but like the flyaways, you know, when you know what I mean. So it actually is different, and now I've made sure that I have a backup so that I am never without and never in need. I also picked up another bottle of the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set Makeup Extender Setting Spray. It's a makeup setting spray, basically. I've mentioned before that I live for the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Demi Matte foundation. I think it's hands down the best foundation you can get at the drugstore for a whole bunch of reasons that I've already talked about incessantly and to death. But I really do like their setting spray as well. It's a little bit more affordable than the Urban Decay setting sprays. I hear those are phenomenal. I'm afraid to try them because I really am satisfied with the L'Oreal one, and I'm afraid if the Urban Decay ones are a little bit better, they're about twice the price, and I just can't get sucked in. I'm trying to put my budget in other beauty products, and I'm more than satisfied with the one put out by L'Oreal, and I'm just gonna stick with that, and I'm going to stay away from the temptation of the Urban Decays. So I just immediately went and picked up another one so that I don't even have the choice. Once I finish my current bottle, I can just be like, oh, well, I have another one there right on the shelf. I have no choice but to go and use it. Okay, so the next one I have is actually kind of a mystery to me because for so many reasons I actually shouldn't like it, but I like it more than most others. It is by Physicians Formula. It is their, okay wait, the name is like out of control, hold on. It is the Glow Boosting Beauty Balm BB Bronzer Bronze Booster. Give me a break, okay? It's a bronzer, okay? And it's the guy that has the little pink dot in the center. If that'll, I'm not sure that's picking that up. There it is. The little pink dot in the center, because there's a couple of bronze booster bronzers by Physicians Formula in the drugstore and at Ulta, but this is the guy that has the little pink guy in the center. So I feel like I have the color light to medium. I could have been medium dark, but it was just a hair too much, and I figured since we were approaching winter, it was better to go with the light to medium one. So first of all, it doesn't swatch. I'm going to pretend to swatch it, and you're not really going to see it. It's kind of right there. You can't really see it though, so it doesn't swatch. So you would think it doesn't actually put any color on your face, and it puts a tremendous amount of color on your face, and I cannot explain it. I don't understand. The other thing is when you look at it, and it will never show up on camera, but when you look at it, it looks as if it has tiny little flecks of glitter in it. And I don't prefer that my bronzer has glitter in it. When you wear it, there is no glitter. So I'm not sure what happens between when your brush touches the bronzer and then touches your face, because there's glitter in the pan and then there's no glitter on your face. And I'm just gonna say this bronzer is ridiculously easy to work with. It blends out so nicely. It is very buildable, so it starts out really light, which is probably why it doesn't really swatch, but starts out really light so that you can really manipulate how deep in color you want to go, which I think is fabulous because you never want to overdo your bronzer. And so it's really well, for drugstore, it's a bit of a pricier item. It's about $15, but they always go on sale at Ulta. You can use your $3.50 off coupon. Sometimes there are buy one, get one deals with Physicians Formula, so you definitely have ways around it. So it's ridiculously inexpensive, wonderful to work with, and an amazing shade. So I really can't explain it, but like I'm completely loving it and happy I picked it up. I also picked up a mascara. This is the CoverGirl Supersizer. I put up on Instagram that I went to reach for my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and I grabbed this instead because the tubes are very similar. This one's just a hair longer than that one, and I almost applied full-on mascara to my eyebrows. And I get blackest black. It would not have been pretty. I'm actually not even sure how I would have begun to take it off of my eyebrow. Oh my God, that would have been such a mess. I would have had to redo basically everything. Oh. Anyway, as a mascara, I don't really care. It's okay. The brush is, it's a semi-spiky brush. It's wider at the end. It's pretty narrow though, as far as a brush is concerned. Does it give you volume? Yeah, it's a volumizing mascara. Does it give you intense volume? I was not blown away, and so I'll use it. I indicated before when I was reviewing the Miss Mango Rock mascara that I usually use a lengthening mascara first, followed by a volumizing mascara, and I'll use this as my step 2. I don't think I would ever use it alone because I don't really think it does enough. Some people really love it. I've heard others be a little bit lukewarm about it. I could take it or leave it. I'll use it, but I probably won't repurchase. I also picked up from NYX one of their illuminators, which is what Anastasia calls her highlighters as well, illuminators, and that always gets me because I want to call it a highlighter. They have this shade in particular, which is very white, and they have a much darker one, which was like a rosy glow sort of a shade, and it looked like it was a little bit too dark for me. It looked like it would have been better as a blush highlighter, you know, one that you would layer over your blush. So I picked this one up, and what do they call it? Ritualistic. Okay, I'm not sure what that has to do with a white highlighter, but Ritualistic. And I'm not a fan. It's here. It's pretty chalky. There's a slight sheen to it, so that's nice. So if you're very pale skinned or fair skinned, this might be a decent highlighter for you. It's a little chalky. I'm a little surprised because NYX makes the most amazing matte bronzers, and so I guess when they try to give it a little bit of shimmer, something breaks down in the communication. I don't know, I can't explain it, but I'm not loving it. I'm not really a fan, but NYX makes great stuff, so I'll just focus on that stuff and we'll just pretend this didn't happen. I purchased from IT Cosmetics the Bye Bye Pores Airbrush Silk Pressed Finishing Powder with collagen, silk, peptides, and antioxidants. This is like a vitamin in a pressed powder compact. It is a translucent powder. Comes with a sponge little guy on the bottom. I prefer to use a brush. But it is just a translucent, white looking setting powder. And so, as you'll see in a second, I'm kind of investigating and experimenting right now with translucent setting powders. So I heard some really good reviews on this by IT, and so I haven't really used it. I used it just real quickly, and I wasn't disappointed. I didn't immediately go, I don't like that. Oh, I'm sure that face was fabulous right there. Anyway, I didn't immediately go, oh no, I don't like it. So now I'm just gonna explore it a little bit more, see how it holds up. But this one being pressed, I'm really a fan of that because I like pressed powder. When I was reviewing the Makeup Geek Duochrome eyeshadows, that was where I was saying I didn't buy any of the pigments in a jar because that would just spell mess for me. So when it comes to setting powders as well, I like when they are nice and pressed and neat and firm. with not a lot of potential for mess. Last thing I got at Ulta, I'm super excited about. I have not tried yet because I will be doing actually a full review on it. I got the Lorac Mega Pro 2 palette. So hopefully it will be similar to the just traditional Lorac Pro palettes 1 and 2 because those are absolutely phenomenal. I love the color scheme. It's very pretty. And so it's got your basics and your neutrals, and then it does spice it up with a variety of colors. I'm super excited about Black Ivy. That sounds really exciting. Woo! That sounds really exciting. I have to blow a little bit. That right now looks a little, it's like a black green. There's a little bit of like shimmer in it. Exciting. And now I'm wearing eyeshadow all over my hands. So, do I need another eyeshadow palette? Do I love Lorac eyeshadow palettes? Yes, but do I need another one? No. Part of me bought it because I can no longer get the Mega Pro 1 palette that came out. It was limited edition. Sometimes I feel like they lie about that and they say limited edition because they want people to buy it. And then they're like, oh, we've introduced this now into our regular stock of items. Psych! You're able to still get it now forever. Carol at Lorac did not do that. You cannot get the original Mega Pro. And so I didn't even look at the swatches when I saw it was coming out. And I was like, well, I need to get it because apparently my chance will pass me by unless I get it right now. Thankfully, I'm really impressed with the color selection and I'm really excited to try it out, see if it compares well enough to the original Pro palettes, and I will be doing a video on it, so stay tuned for that. So that was the damage that I did at Ulta. So I did also pick up a couple other things at Sephora over time. And so let me start with, okay, so a minute ago I mentioned the Bye Bye Pores translucent pressed powder. Okay, well I also got what apparently is many people's holy grail, the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder that comes in this quite bulky but very pretty jar. And I mean, I know myself and I know that loose powders are not my friend. But everyone keeps talking about this and keeps saying that it's so fabulous. I'm not even gonna open it because I'm sure it will be just a dust mess because I need to do it in the privacy of my own space. But I have been using it and the rumors are true. It really is a gorgeous setting powder and it really does just finish you off in just such a beautiful, natural, light catching, inducing manner. Wow, that was fancy. But I have to get used to using it. And I've been using a brush, but I hear that she has a puff. I haven't looked into that yet, but I just heard, I was talking with my friend Vicky, hi Vicky, that she said that there's a puff that works really well when applying this. And so I think I'm gonna have to go that route because with the brush, it was a little scary towns. I also picked up actually another bottle of the Josie Maran 100% pure argan oil. I love this. Although I am a big fan of coconut oil. I use coconut oil in my bathroom like to moisturize and such. But for travel purposes, I love being able to take this with me. So I use it on my cuticles. I use it to tame down flyaways, particularly in the winter. Like if you're wearing a hat or a scarf or something, my hair just like expands. So with flyaways, and it's so frustrating, especially if you're wearing like lipstick or lip gloss. Oh, it's just fabulous. So I love using this for, like I said, my cuticles, to tame flyaways, and perhaps a bit of TMI. I have allergies that kind of last throughout the winter, and when it gets cold and there are temperature changes and stuff, I'm kind of constantly blowing my nose. My nose gets a little dry in the winter, and this is like a magic cure for when my nose gets really dry. You just dab a little bit on the tip of your nose and it just moisturizes it without making a mess. Doesn't really erase my makeup. I'm not having to blend so much as if I were using a lotion or a moisturizer. It's just a miracle worker in a pinch, on the go. I picked up a primer. This is by Becca. And this is the travel size, like the trial travel size. I don't know, it was like 20 bucks or something, and it's only like not even half an ounce, but a little goes a long way. It's the Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. I mentioned this in my favorites video, and I compared it to the Makeup Forever mattifying primer line that they just came out with. And I had said, I'll link that video down below, by the way. I had said that I wasn't sure which one I liked. Hands down, I like this one better than the Makeup Forever one. The Makeup Forever one gets tacky and sticky very quickly. And although this one is tacky and sticky as well, which is what's necessary when you're I had to look and see if I put eyeshadow on my cheek right there. You want your primer, if you're mattifying and trying to deal with oil production throughout the day, you do want your primer to be a little bit tacky and a little bit sticky. This just blends so much easier. It's like a hair creamier than the Makeup Forever one, and I'm really, really liking this one. Couple of lippies. I did mention in my favorites video that I was loving the Nars Chelsea Girl lip gloss that is now in a tube, used to be in a jar. And it's definitely pink. It's a pinky nude, but it's a little bit pinker than that without being bright. I just love it, really comfortable to wear. I've been layering it like crazy with all of the liquid lipsticks and regular lipsticks too, actually. So this was a score. Very expensive for what it is, but you just can't beat the color. I don't know. I love it, love it. I also picked up one of the melted lipsticks, liquid lipsticks. Melted liquid lipsticks by Too Faced. They're 20 bucks. I'm happy I have it. I have the one in Nude. There is one that's a hair lighter than this one. They didn't have that one in stock. These have a little doe foot, not even a doe foot applicator. It's just like an angled, spongy tipped applicator. This is Nars Chelsea Girls, and this is the Nude melted lipstick from Too Faced. I think the formula is really, really nice. It's liquid, but it's a creamy liquid, and it's a glider. It glides on very, very nicely. For 20 bucks, I'm not sure how much I love that it will come off a little bit easier than the liquid lipsticks, which are all about $20 too. So I really think this is a higher price point than it needs to be. I probably won't go buy any more because I have my Happy Nude and everybody loves nudes. So I don't feel like I need to run out though and get any other colors, because at that price, I'd rather have something that might be a little bit more longer wearing, like a Kat Von D or an Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick. This is a liquid lipstick as well, but it just doesn't have the staying power. But I am enjoying the little applicator, and I think it's super cute anyway, and so I will keep it. Finally, the last two things I got at Sephora, which I actually will be doing review videos on. They're both by Tarte. The first one is the Tarte. They came out with a blush palette. So there's just a variety of the Tarte Amazonian blushes. Love these blushes. Okay, so there's a neutral in the center, there's a brighter pink, and there's a rosy pink. There's kind of a peachy pink, and then kind of a very pale pink. So good variety of colors. I like that a lot. It's called Bling It On. They also, interestingly, don't swatch very well, but I will be testing this out with some swatches and reviewing it in a video. Stay tuned for that. During probably that same video, I'm going to review their holiday release kit. That's pretty, right? I think that's super pretty. I have not used this as well either, but I'll give you a sneak peek. So it comes with the eyeshadows at the bottom, and up at the top, it's kind of deep. The case is kind of deep. I'm not a fan of that because the case is very, very bulky. It comes with a two-ended brush and one of their mascaras, and then it has this pull-out travel palette. Oh, that's fancy. It has a blush, a bronzer, a highlighter, and then a series of little eyeshadows. And so I'm excited about that. I kind of like the little guy maybe more than the whole thing. I love the Tartelette eyeshadow palette that came out that was kind of purple based. That palette is amazing. So I'm hoping that this palette has equally as good as shadows, but I will be testing that out too, and doing a review on that as well. So that is all I got. I got nothing else, which is good because that was a lot. And I should put myself on a no buy, but I kind of feel like that's not really gonna happen. Anyway, thank you so much for spending this time with me. What have you picked up recently at the store that I should perhaps put on my shopping list? I would love to know. Leave it in the comment section below. Or if you've got any feedback on any of these products, I would enjoy reading those as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, I would totally appreciate that as well. So basically, I want you to watch and I want you to subscribe. I am full of demands. I do hope you have a good rest of the day. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And in the meantime, thanks.
Okay, now I can see anything because I've been staring at the lights. Ugh. I have to get a baby wipe because in a minute, I am going to have black ivy eyeshadow on the tip of my nose. But honestly, I'd much rather be cleaning eyeshadow off my hand with a baby wipe than poop out of a baby's butt. Again, it just fell right out of my head. Seriously, I got distracted by a swatch. It's like you took a dry sponge and it just completely moisturized it. No, that's gross. A sponge? I just compared my nose to a sponge. A dry sponge, nonetheless. It's the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster Beauty Balm BB blah 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 BBBBB. What the hell was that? Oh, that was mean. You know what fell? The Laura Mercier loose translucent powder. Of course it fell because it's cursed when it comes to loose powders for me.